Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to another daily dice where we ask the dice for a message and find out what that is. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this channel, this journey, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time in this space with you, and for those of you new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience, and that here's a safe space for you to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should these messages happen to resonate, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. With that being said, today we are going to get love messages and find out what comes through. So, Source, what messages in love do you have for my fellow humans today? What would you like them to know? What are the love messages that you have for my fellow humans today, Source? What would you like them to know? Okay, so we've got the 4th house, we've got Capricorn energy and Neptune. There's something that's blocking you here in the way of an old childhood trauma, right? So with the 4th house coming up, we see that, cultural roots, that lineage, where you grew up at, and how that's playing out. With Capricorn energy, we do see there's a blockage here, right? And Neptune showing that it's an illusion. So something that's playing a part in our lives that plays a big role, but we're not actually allowing ourselves to see past the illusion. We're identifying with how things are playing out. So this could be a family member in the way that they act, and it's like, I'm so identified with the fact that they ignore me, or they mistreat me, or they manipulate me, or they, whatever that is, right? Whatever that idea is, it's like identifying with that and not seeing beyond the illusion, which is that regardless of how someone else outside of you shows up, the only thing that we ever have control over is our internal selves. And so psychically here, we're asking you to come back in, to draw back in, and to really connect with self, and to understand what it is that this is playing a role in your life right now. This is not some cool trick. No, this is not Source trying to put you through punishment for anything. This is not putting you in under somebody's boots so that you can suffer because of some terrible karmic past. This is literally coming through saying, okay, what part is this playing in my life right now that I can heal, and then I can understand more about myself. This is a simple task, but it is not easy, right? Because it means that we have to let go of how we identify with the situation and how we identify with the people around us, and understanding that they too have a past. They too have traumas that they're living out. They too react and project the same way that we have in our entire lives. And while I'm not saying that it's correct or right the way that someone may be treating you, especially if it's outwardly physical or even emotional abuse, what I'm saying is that instead of focusing on that energy, these dice are coming in to say that it's time for you to internally come back to nurturing, caring for, and being disciplined about yourself and your self journey. And this will help you begin to expand your consciousness to psychically see past what's going on and heal the wound that's at play here, okay? It's a very deep reading already coming through, and not an easy topic, right? We always want love to be a love prediction. Oh, I'm going to get love tomorrow. Oh, it's this person that's coming in. Oh, it's that's going on. But in reality, in order for us to open up to love, we have to begin to first understand ourselves and why it is that we have blockages that are keeping us from manifesting love in our lives, right? And not everybody's willing to look at that. They just want someone to tell them that love is coming and I'm going to be happy with that. And then when it doesn't come, it's like, oh, well, obviously that person doesn't know what they're talking about, or whatever the situation may be. But here we have this opening up to the potential of finding yourself so that you can truly begin to allow love to play a part in your life. So Source, what else would you like to come through today in regards to this love reading? Yeah, Oh, okay. We've got the world in the reverse. We're just talking about exactly what I was saying. It's like most people don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear what they want to hear. And so I feel like that is very human. If you've been there before, it's okay. There's no one here blaming you saying, oh, that was the wrong way to do things. It's not. It's just that is something that's put on us by society, is that we want to hear everything that we want to hear and not necessarily what we need to hear. But the truth is that the things that we need to hear are the ones that bring the most growth. One second, I'm going to move the camera a little bit. It keeps moving around, so I'm going to see if I can fix that. Okay, we'll see if that's a little bit better there. But it's difficult because it's, you know, this is coming from a closed mindset. This is coming from an old pattern, an old cycle. This could be something that was put onto you by your parents. You know, maybe your parents were very much in this energy of, I'm only going to accept help if it's exactly what I want to hear. And that feeds the emotional ego that's already had so much control in my life. And so we need to face that part of ourselves here. Source is showing this is the illusion that's coming to play. Yeah. And then we have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. This has come from a home situation. This could be the mother wound at play as well. Someone who was not capable or in a space to give you love. And there's this identity that's going back with that, well, I'm broken because my mom wasn't able to love me the way that she should have, or I'm broken because my family didn't accept me the way that they should have. And it's coming back to the fact that it's not seeing the whole picture. You know, if your mom wasn't there giving you the love that you needed, can you step aside and say, okay, why was she showing up that way? Was she too in a position where maybe my grandparents weren't loving her the way that she needed, and maybe their parents weren't loving them the way that they needed, and so on and so forth? And potentially I am actually product of a generational curse, a societal paradigm that's been in play for so long that I'm not able to disconnect from, right? And so Source here is saying, in regards to your love, it's when you face this part of yourself, you'll be able to bring in love. Look, we even have the Page of Cups on the bottom, which is showing there's not very many people who have been able to give you love. And from a young age, right? There's no love here. And it's been a very difficult situation. And I feel like you took it upon yourself to be the loving relationship, to be the stability of love in all of your relationships, because you didn't want people to suffer the way that you suffered as a young child or throughout your life when it came to love. And while that is incredibly admirable, that is also entirely carrying the world on your shoulder, a humongous burden that was never designed for you to carry. Right? You can't carry others because they're not willing to go through the process of loving themselves, and they're not willing to go through the process of understanding themselves. You just can't, right? Like, you have to focus on how to take care of yourself. So let's see what the shadow aspect is at play. On the bottom we have show off, needs to prove themselves, insecure, and exhibitionist. So that was a lot of times what was playing out in family situations, is someone here wanting to be the center of attention and not giving you space to be the person that you needed to be. And oftentimes it feels like you were the one that was like, so if you had like a very center of attention father or a very center of attention mother, it feels like you were the one that took care of everyone else. So this is just the example that they're showing me. But it's like if you had siblings, then you suddenly became the mother, the father to your siblings, or you became the mother or father to either your father, who was not the show off, or your mother, who was not the show off. You see what I'm saying? So this is like that very dramatic energy coming in. It's like you had to carry that. Let's see what this is really quick. Vicious circle. I can't make this up. These are cycles. Pattern of relationship issues, bad habits, and a no-win situation. So you were carrying a burden here that was never yours to carry. It was never meant for you to carry it. So we have here, be willing to express love to receive love, right? And finding that balance once again within your self, so that you can bring that to your connections with number 6 here. And when we say be willing to express love, it's saying I'm willing to love myself to see that I was also a part in this, that I took on a role that was never meant to be my role. And because I took that role on as a child, that role is continuing to play out as an adult in ways that maybe I'm not conscious of. And so when you become conscious of those patterns and those cycles, then you'll be able to face them and then see the bigger picture. Like maybe you did have someone who was very energetically overbearing. Maybe you did have someone who was a manipulator, someone who was a narcissist, someone who was a sociopath. But can you be brave enough to step outside of the emotional connection to that situation and see, is this a cycle that's been going on for ages and from your ancestors, and it's passed on to you? Like, if it was your mom, was your mom a product of a narcissist situation? Like, what could have potentially happened to her for her to become a narcissist? Because narcissists are made, they're not born. Okay, we have healing heart that flew out of the deck. Healing heartbreak, toxicity or addiction, and an abusive relationship. So they're being very clear here. There was absolutely this disconnect between you and this person, between you and this situation. And so when it comes to your love life, this situation is playing a huge role in your current relationship status. We have separation out on the bottom, sadness and bitterness, missing you, thinking about you, an uncertain future. So there is definitely some bitterness that's at play here. And feeling like I can't release that because of identifying with it. Remember, you are not the hardships that you've experienced, right? You are not the abuse that you went through. You are so much more than that. And so when you can begin to see yourself as a whole, complete being as you are right now, you can begin to let go of that identity to those abusive situations, to that situation that's feeding your emotional ego, that self-fulfilling prophecy of I'm not deserving of love or I'm not worthy of love. We have snake on the bottom, exactly, deception, shady, temptation, and enemy. So this is that identity coming out again. It's like, yes, there was someone here who was shady. Yes, there was someone here who may have been your enemy. Yes, there was someone here who was also a hurt person trying to hurt people before they got hurt. Can you let that part of that identity go and say, you know what, if someone's going to show up that way, then it means that they too have a story, and I might not know what that story is. So maybe this wasn't as personal as I thought it was overall. And if I want to manifest the life that I want in my life, I have to look at all aspects and all angles of why it is that I have a hard time committing or actually letting someone love me or asking for help and receiving love. We have truth coming out here, confession, clarity, reveal, and secrets. So Source saying, I'm bringing you a deep truth here for you to open your heart to a deeper part of yourself. We had anxiety fly out, stress, depression, panic attacks, and restlessness. This has caused a huge emotional disconnect on your journey within yourself, and it's understandable. This is not easy to deal with, and you're so brave as a soul to have said, this is the story that I'm going to live as a human. And now to bring your soul forward and bring that into consciousness is another step in bravery and courage to say, I understand that this isn't happening to me. It didn't happen to me. It happened for me. And to understand why. Why did this happen for me? Like, what is that bringing? And it's just really bringing you closer to loving yourself, which is such a beautiful thing. Even though this was very ugly, even though this was very difficult, you've survived. But now we have to understand yourself even deeper here and look at yourself and heal this wound within you so that you can let go and heal deeply. And come into this paradise. We have happiness and joy, playfulness, enjoying each other in the honeymoon phase. And I feel like this is more the paradise with self, right? That's where you're going to find happiness, is letting this go. Yes, and we have the phoenix, the new phase, and rekindle, renew and growth, changed mind, and rising from the ashes. I love this. This energy is so powerful. So you can rise from the ashes like the phoenix you are. And then we have secret crush. Ooh, so there's someone in the outfield here who is an admirer, attraction, suitor, and butterflies. So let's see if we can learn a little bit more about the secret crush here and see what would like to come through. Source, can you tell us a little bit more about the secret crush? We have attraction coming out. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. And so again, this reiteration of healing your heart by honoring the fact that you are not this situation. You are so much more than this situation. But we have to let that go. We have to let go of identifying with it. And identifying with means that I am my sorrow, I am my pain, I am my past, and instead saying, I am a beautiful soul here that's meant to experience the wholeness of life, which means that sometimes there are going to be ups and there are going to be downs. So we have very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes now. Okay, so someone is about to come in as you continue to heal. It's not because of this healing. I feel like Source just wants you to really focus this healing so that you're not bringing this heavy baggage into this next relationship and potentially self-sabotaging, okay? Calling in your soulmate, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Yeah, so you are calling in love for sure. So there is something beautiful here, but Source does want you to focus on this energy so that you're not sabotaging what's coming. Look, we even have new love on the bottom. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. This is next level. This reading is already so synchronistic. Okay, so I got a new deck. They just came in today. I've already cleansed them. We have the Truth Oracle. So let's get a few cards from these. What else? May I please have a few more cards on this, Source? Can you give us a little bit more information about the situation? This person that's got a secret crush on my collective. Okay, may I please have just one more card here, Source. Okay, thank you. On the bottom we have Mirror. Okay. Reflection, reference, distinguished, and appearance. This person, that's why they want you to focus on the self-sabotaging patterns that you may potentially have, because this person is going to mirror you. And as you heal this, you give them space to heal that mirroring aspect within themselves as well. No, it is not putting all the work on you. This is simply asking you to open up to a deeper truth within yourself and draw closer to your soul, so that you come in on two solid, rooted, grounded legs. Clown, performance, camouflage, laugh at, and revenge. Okay, so this is that energy. There's like resentment that's coming into play here that Source is pointing out, okay? So let's see, we have chew, deep thinking, remember, solve puzzles, and code word. This is some thoughts for you to chew on, right? Like some food for thought, like that idea. That's what Source is saying. This is just food for thought. It's up to you. You will always have free will to choose whether or not you want to look into this deeper or not. And that's okay. There's no right or wrong. You must choose what is right for you, okay? So this is what I'm seeing for you in the realm of love. If you felt like this was your reading, leave a little, you know what? Leave a little coffee cup emoji down below and say, I choose to contemplate myself and my life so that I can draw ever closer home, which is my soul. And if it resonated, it means so much to me if you were to leave a thumbs up down below, if you were to comment and subscribe. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links below in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for a personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on memberships, but if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. I'm going to go ahead and leave this here, but I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this amazing reading. And until next time, stay human. Bye.